Hello everybody, this is Dino GTO and this is the T49, the Tier 8 American light tank, well, which is currently the top of the American light tank line, but in the future that is set to change because Tier 10 light tanks are coming in the near future. As far as I'm aware, it's going to be the first half of 2017, which sounds awesome. I can't wait for that because who doesn't want Tier 10 light tanks? Tier 10 light tanks could be amazing. But the one issue I can say is that now we're going to have even more tanks to. Well, actually, no, it's not really a downside. I was actually about to say that having more tanks to grind would be a downside, but that's never a downside. It means more things to do, and it means I have less of a fear of running out of things to do in the game. It's honestly a genuine fear I have sometimes, but this thing here has got me in a really good mood right now. This thing has a 152mm cannon on a tank that can do 72 kilometers an hour. Yes, it's big. It's probably not far off. Actually, let's just pause it here. In terms of size, it's not far off the size of a Sherman. And if you're familiar with the Sherman is not that small of a medium. And that's a Rev. It has a slightly bigger turret, and that's like the standard, like Tier 5 Sherman hull. And hang on, this is something that most people will find interesting. This thing is actually, I think, a little taller than an AS3. That might sound weird, but the American light tanks are much bigger than people actually think. Like if you compare the let's see, the T37 to the MX-12T, there's a surprising size difference there. Compare this thing to the WZ-132. There's a massive size difference there. Like it didn't actually occur to me how big the American light tanks were until I started playing the M41 Walker Bulldog, which just seemed to be getting hit by everything. That thing had a really annoying weakness, and I accidentally closed the map. That thing had a really annoying weakness, as in, if you shoot the track on that thing, it will almost guaranteed track the tank, no matter what gun it is that shoots it. I have been tracked by, I think, the 57mm gun of a 5916 before in my Walker Bulldog. I sold it immediately because that thing just caused endless frustration for me, whereas this thing here is endless fun, and I've just realised I'm still got the thing paused when I shouldn't have, but yeah, screw it. Not gonna lie, this is my third attempt at recording this because the first two, I keep forgetting I cannot hit the reverse back in the replay on Malnavka for some reason. For some bizarre reason, that crashes the World of Tanks replay file, and I can't salvage the recording at all. And yes, that panned. A 75 or 76mm pen, high explosive round, just panned the roof armor of a Tier 7 heavy, and did actually a low roll. I think it was like 880 damage or something like that. I've already forgotten. And just saying screw it. I hear his gunfire and immediately fire my own. And unfortunately, I did get hit by the Scorpion. I was expecting to get hit by more than just the Scorpion, honestly. But I was prepared to do it because I wanted to kill. Sounds greedy, yes. But screw it. I was kind of just in the mood to really be a bit greedy. Let's see. This flank here doesn't seem to be going particularly well. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks that have been spotted down here, like the Jagdtiger, T54 Mod 1, M41 Bulldog, MX1390, and T25/2. We are going to find out that there's only 4 tanks actually over here, but is it 4? Yes, it is 4. And the T29 is asking me to fall back. I'm not going to do that because I'm a scout tank. I am going to, however, position my tank so I can run away as fast as possible if I need to. Because I know there's a 1390 over here, I know there's an M41 over here. I will get the first shot off, but I need to run as soon as I'm spotted, because that could only end badly for me. And unfortunately, my reaction times cost me a shot at these two. I need another second, and I would have gotten a shot off at T25/2. I was a bit slow. And here's where the T25/2, for some bizarre reason, pokes out side armor on. Unfortunate that only his track, but you have to expect that from time to time in a tank like this. And I did take engine damage, and that is annoying because that means I had to instantly use my repair kit, and I'm getting the hell out of there because I have no interest in dying right now because I feel like I can do a lot more in this game. It's an open map, and I can move around on this map and just kind of rack people. The one problem with open maps is artillery and tank destroyers, and for some bizarre reason, artillery tries to shoot light tanks over things like heavies. I mean, heavies are the big, slow, and mobile things. You would think they would shoot you would think they would shoot the easier targets rather than shooting at the tanks that are tiny. Well, for the most part, tiny and rockets in terms of speed. I don't understand artillery drivers. They're weird. Oh, I would never really play artillery honestly, even if you paid me, because artillery is just so fucking dull. I tried the tier 6 French one and the S51, both really boring. And yes, I just finished that guy off, and I got a bunch of spotting damage from the T54 Mod 1 because he just kind of sat there and let my team shoot him for some reason. I think that was the majority of that probably came from the Skoda T50 because he has a 3-shot autoloader. There's 320 off per shot, I think. I might be wrong on that, but I think it's 320 off per shot. And yeah, that damage seemed to pile up relatively quickly, so I guess it was probably him. And this is one of my favorite features of the tank right here. Shotgun. This thing is epic at that. And that's honestly one of my favorite features of it, because if something's on low health, it's going to die by your gun. Like it's not going to survive getting hit by a 152mm gun. I have killed Panzer 100s with I think 300 health or 300 400 health left by shooting them in the superstructure with 152mm HE rounds. And also, I think I am not entirely sure. I need to check it before I actually release the video. I'll add a wee note in. I'll add a wee caption in editing if I'm wrong on this. But I think the heat round on this thing is actually a standard round. And the number 3, as you can see here, is another explosive round. The main difference is this one has a higher splash radius, and it has, I think, 9 more pen. That can actually make a pretty serious difference, because that actually means that with that high explosive round, you can actually pen the side of an E50 or an E50M with HE. With standard, you can't really. It's really, really RNG depending on whether or not you do it. It's 50-50, honestly. And yeah, I just hit. I think that was at the limit of the render circle. That was at I think 500-meter range, and I hit that with a 152mm derp gun. I just love this thing. This thing, it's just such a stress reliever. And yes, the artillery did manage to nuke the IS-3. Oh yeah, I should say that I was talking about artilleries. I was just talking about the majority of my experience. I wasn't talking about this particular game. Let's see. T28 Prot is still alive. He has no health. Gun's fully aimed. I take the shot. I hit him. I kill him. I have 5 kills now. I'm honestly going to be a bit of a douche right now and kind of hold my fire a bit. Go get behind the guy. For some reason, he's just not interested in me at all. I'm just kind of here, and he's just like, I don't care. I'm not even sure if he even noticed me. So yeah. And you might be thinking, why would I fire now? He's got 740 health. The weakest his armor is 80mm. With the premium HE, it could pin him. But yeah, now I'm going to shoot him because he's on 90 health. And I can guarantee that I'm going to kill him with the splash at that health. But yeah, that's where the limitation of the penetration on the explosive comes into play. I couldn't physically pen him on that terrain there now, in that second, because it's only 75 pen. It can't pen 80mm of armor reliably. It's a very, you need a higher than average pen roll, and from my experience, trying to get one of those isn't exactly reliable. I could have gotten more damage out of that there if I was willing to take the risk, but I just decided, screw it, I want the kill because I want the top gun. Yes, it's a bit douchey, but I kind of felt like it was necessary. I kind of felt like it was worth doing because I did do 2600 damage in a tier 8 scout with 2100 spotting, and yeah, I think next thing to do is go on to the stats. Okay, so I had no expectation at all of this being an ace tanker. That totally caught me off guard whenever I played this game. And I honestly I was expecting like a second class or something from this game. I really was not expecting an ace. I just jumped into this thing for just for the hell of it. But yeah, I got over 1300 base XP. That's pretty damn good for me. Especially when it comes to scouts, because I suck in scouts. I really am just worthless in scouts for the most part. But this one here seems to meld pretty well with my kind of playstyle and my kind of style of, well, basically just style of play. I prefer alpha over DPM for the most part, but there are a couple of exceptions to that. Like I like a combination for the most part. But if I have to choose between like a 57 millimeter gun that shoots like once every 2 seconds, like on the what the heck it's called, the A43, or the 76 millimeter that fires like once every 3 or 4 seconds, I pick the 76 millimeter because I like a bit more. I like to feel like I'm doing a bit more damage because the 57 you're doing like 70, 80 damage shot, whereas the 76 you're doing over 100 and sometimes 130, 140. Uh, yeah, that's just how it works for me. I just like a little more alpha. A little more alpha just always feels nice to me. So yeah, um, I'm glad I used this thing before I assume it becomes a tier 9. If I had to guess or speculate, this thing will become a tier 9. Sheridan will take the crown at tier 10 of being the highest tier American light tank. But I still think this thing will remain good. But I am holding off on buying like a camo or something for it because um you never know. I may end up liking the Sheridan more than I like this thing, or the prototype Sheridan, the XM551 Sheridan, I believe it's called. Um, I may end up liking that more than this thing, so I am holding off I uh, until I get going. That and yeah, more tanks is never a bad thing. Well, unless they're totally overpowered, in which case not exactly a great thing, but whatever. So yeah, if you like the style of my content and you want to see more, hit subscribe. And if you like the video, leave a rating or whatever. Um, Let me know what you think of the T49. Do you think it's a good tank or do you think it's crap because you're used to the M41? But yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.